I'm Ricky Wilkins, and today I'm going to show you how to extract DNA out of strawberries. So the first thing we need to do is go over our materials. We're going to need 1/3 cup of tap water, coffee filters, strawberries, an extra glass bowl, a knife, zip top bag, measuring spoons, toothpicks, a funnel, 2 glass containers, one smaller, one large, both empty and clean, just regular table salt, rubbing alcohol, and Dawn detergent. Any kind of dish soap will work. One of the most important things to remember is your rubbing alcohol needs to be ice cold. So make sure you put it in the freezer, get it nice and cold, and keep it on ice until you actually need it. So I've already done that before. It's prepped, it's nice and cold. This is very important, and we'll go over that as to why a little bit later. Also with me are my instructions. It's good to run through these 2 or 3 times so you understand what you're doing, but keep an extra copy of them on hand so you can refer to it if necessary. So the first thing we're going to do is make our extraction liquid. The extraction liquid is what is going to remove the DNA. It'll break down the cell membrane of the strawberry cells and extract the DNA from that cell membrane. The extraction liquid, we'll take our empty bowl, we'll pour in 1/3 cup of water, okay, a ½ teaspoon of table salt, and then 1 tablespoon of our dish detergent. Like I said, I have Dawn right here, but any detergent will work fine. Okay, and we don't want to make it soapy, so we'll just give it a very gentle stir. Mine happens to smell very nice. And we'll just set that aside. Our next step is we're going to have to mash our strawberries. So what we'll do is we'll open our zip top bag and we'll pick 3 strawberries. And now we don't need the top green part, so we'll just cut that off. If you're working with children, this is a step that can be completed prior to the process, so you do not have to have a knife around them. And I like to cut it as close to the green top as possible so I don't waste any of the strawberry. Okay, so now we want to squeeze all the air out of the bag as much as possible. It'll make them easier to mash. And by hand, we're just going to mash the strawberries for about 2 minutes. You can also use a blender or a small food processor if you would like. It'll make it go quicker, but this is a lot of fun for kids to do. It's something that they can squeeze and mash and just have a lot of fun with, so we go this way. Okay, so we've had about 2 minutes, and if we zoom in, then you can see that what I have here is pretty much strawberry puree. Okay? Alright, so we'll zoom back out. Now, we'll set this aside for just a moment, and what we're going to do is take our large glass container, place our funnel inside of it, and we'll just snag a single coffee filter and put that right in there. And what this will do is it will extract the juice from the strawberry pulp. So we'll set that right there. And now we're actually going to add about 3 tablespoons of our extraction liquid. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to combine this. We'll squeeze it, all the air out. And we'll squish it together for about 1 additional minute. Okay, so we've had about a minute pass, and if we zoom in, you will notice our strawberry puree is significantly lighter, and most especially up here along the top, but even down here towards the center and bottom, we start to see bubbles, and that's just from the soap being mashed around. So our next step is to pour our puree into the coffee filter. Now you can also use a cheesecloth, and that may actually make this process a little bit quicker. But a coffee filter is what I have on hand, so that's what's convenient. And we're just going to help the process along by very gently moving the liquid around along the bottom. You don't want to mash too hard because you don't want to poke a hole in your filter. And all I'm doing is trying to move the puree pulp away from the hole in the funnel so that the liquid can go through. Now we're going to remove this and set it aside. Wipe our fingers clean. Okay, so from here we'll pour our strawberry liquid into our smaller glass jar. We'll need to grab our toothpicks and our alcohol. Now what the alcohol is going to do is it's actually going to separate the DNA from the strawberry juice. So we'll gently tilt this to the side because we don't want to pour the alcohol in. We want to pour it right along the side and let it level out on top. We do not want this to mix. So we'll very gently . Okay, if we zoom into our glass container, we'll see stringy stuff sitting right up here. Okay, that actually happens to be our DNA. So now we can pull it out. The frozen alcohol, or the cold alcohol, actually causes it to congeal. So now we're able to reach in. We're able to reach in, and what we have here is crystallized. Here we go. It's crystallized strawberry DNA. And that is how we extract DNA from a strawberry.